Dato Amasi District, Ambassador of Malaysia to Timor-Leste. And of course, a warm welcome to our valued partners, airport authorities, tourism stakeholders, media representatives, and the dedicated team at Batik Air. Your presence today is deeply appreciated and truly adds significance to this important milestone. And starting today, this twice-weekly service between Kuala Lumpur and Dili is more than just convenient. It is vitally connecting two nations with shared aspirations for growth, cooperation, and regional unity. This route not only strengthens diplomatic and economic ties, but also open opportunities for travel, trade, and investment. With Kuala Lumpur serving as a strategic hub, passengers from Dili can now access over 60 destinations across 20 countries, from ASEAN cities to destinations in China, North Asia, the Indian subcontinent, the Middle East, and Central Asia. Batik Air is proud to provide a seamless and comfortable travel experience, allowing more travelers to discover the rich heritage, stunning landscapes, and warm hospitality of Timor-Leste. This service also provides the Timorese people with greater access to the region and beyond, especially given the limited carrier options currently available. Ladies and gentlemen, and right on cue, the star of our show has arrived. Please turn your attention to the tarmac as Batik Air Flight OD372 makes its maiden landing in Dili. As you look out to the runway, you will see something truly symbolic, where Batik Air's aircraft receive a ceremonial water salute as it touches down in Dili for the very first time. A water salute is a long-standing aviation tradition used to mark a significant moment, and this is indeed significant not just for Batik Air, but for both countries. It is a statement that Timor-Leste is ready to welcome the world, and that Malaysia is a partner on our journey forward. What a beautiful sight! Steel wings soaring across skies, now met with water actions in celebration. A moment that captures dreams, opportunities, and a shared future. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, once again for Air Flight OD372 Batik Air.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause. Batik Air Flight OD 372. And now it's time to capture the moment. As our inaugural passenger disembark, we hope they feel the warmth of Timorese hospitality from the very step on our soil. We invite our VIPs to step forward for a special welcome gesture and also the distribution of goodie bags, courtesy of Ministru of Tourism and Environment of Timor-Leste to commemorate this inaugural flight. To our arriving guests from Kuala Lumpur, selamat datang, welcome to Dili. Once again, good morning. Welcome to Timor-Leste. Selamat datang once again to our VIP guests from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Welcome once again to all the ladies and gentlemen and our VIP guests from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And now it is time to capture this moment in time. We invite all distinguished guests, partners, and our Batik Air cabin crew to step forward for an official group photo session. These snapshots will go beyond social media. They will serve as the lasting memories of a day when bridges were built through the skies. We invite all the excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for our photo session at the front. Mana Maria, ita bele ajuda Dasa fotografia muito. Once again, we invite all the VIP guests for our photo session with our Batik Air Flight OD 372. We invite all our VIP guests once again for our photo session as our protocol is now pointing the position to stand. Please, we invite respect for you to make your way to our photo session. And very shortly, we will also be joined by His Excellency Dato Sri Francisco Calvadilai, Vice Prime Minister, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and Minister of Tourism and Environment. We also invite all the guests who have just arrived in Dili to also join in the photo session. Once again, we invite all the VIP guests who have just arrived on the Batik Air flight to also join the VIPs at the photo session with our VVIPs. And we can also make two lines. Once again, we also invite once again to all our guests who have just arrived on Batik Air flight OD 372 to also join the photo session. Thank you. You can also join hands together. Thank you very much to all VIPs. We kindly invite you to proceed back to your seat as we continue with this program. Once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished excellencies. Welcome to our inaugural flight of Aeroportu Air Flight OD 372. According to the information from the Corporal, His Excellency Dato Sri Francisco Calvadilai, Vice Prime Minister, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and Minister of Tourism and Environment, will be joining us shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to please take your seats. Protocolo terwijl ik de senhoras e senhores sila terwijl alla fatitu. Once again, welcome to Timor-Leste. To all guests, please, you can also take your seats. Sir. We'll wait for a few more minutes for the arrival of His Excellency the Vice Prime Minister, the Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and Minister of Tourism and Environment, Dr. Sri Francisco Calguarilai.
Wait, one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, His Excellency, Dr. Sri Francisco Calvarilay has just arrived and very soon will be joining us. And once again, we would like to invite all the ladies and gentlemen to please take your seat. Arrival of His Excellency Dr. Sri Francisco Calvo-Adilai, Vice Prime Minister, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and Minister of Tourism and Environment. Good morning, Your Excellency, and welcome to the inaugural ceremony of Batik Air Flight OD 372. On behalf of Batik Air, welcome to the inaugural ceremony of Batik Air's new route connecting Kuala Lumpur to Dili. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to be seated. Thank you. Thank you very much, media. You may take your station now. We will now continue with the program. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Bhavani Viria, Head of Marketing at Batik Air, to share her remarks on this significant new route.
Good morning and warm greetings to everyone. My name is Bhavani Viria. I'm the Head of Marketing for Batik Air, and it's truly an honor to be here in Dili, Timor-Leste to deliver this speech on behalf of Datuk Chandran Ramamurthy, Chief Executive Officer of Batik Air. First and foremost, we wish to express our sincere appreciation to the government of Timor-Leste for the strong support extended to us throughout this journey. In particular, we are deeply grateful to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Communication, Foreign Affairs and Cooperation, the Ministry of Transport and Communication, the Ministry of Tourism and Environment, and the others for their instrumental roles in facilitating today's milestone. We also extend our heartfelt thanks to the Civil Aviation Authority of Timor-Leste, the Airport Authority, and the Timor-Leste Customs Authority for their invaluable cooperation in making this inaugural flight a success. We are equally honored to acknowledge the contribution of the Embassy of Malaysia in Timor-Leste, who believed in the potential of this route, has been both inspiring and encouraging. This launch represents more than an opening of a new route. It marks the beginning of a new chapter in regional connectivity. For Batik Air, this is a moment of great significance. Malaysia and Timor-Leste share long-standing diplomatic and people-to-people ties, and we are proud to strengthen that bond through enhanced air connectivity. We are also pleased to hear of Timor-Leste's continued progress towards full ASEAN membership, a development that promises to strengthen regional integration and cooperation. At Batik Air, we are committed to expanding access across Southeast Asia and beyond. Our presence in Timor-Leste reflects our confidence in the country's potential as a growing travel destination and as an emerging economic partner. Dili, with its rich history, vibrant culture, and natural beauty, has so much to offer. We believe this new service will help unlock that potential, promoting both tourism and trade. This direct service between Kuala Lumpur and Dili creates new opportunities for families, for students, professionals, and businesses. It brings our nations closer and provides a vital bridge between two dynamic economies. Passengers traveling from Dili can now enjoy seamless connection to over 60 destinations across 20 countries through Batik Air's extensive network via Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA. And that's not all. Thanks to our 13 code share and interline partners, including global names like Emirates, Etihad Airways, Qatar Airways, and Turkish Airlines, even more destinations around the world are now within reach. Indeed, we are positioning KLIA as a vital hub, offering smooth onward journeys across Asia, the Middle East, Europe, and beyond. Allow me to share a narrative as detailed by Dato' Chandran, my CEO, that reflects how this route came to be. Whatever I'm going to narrate right now is actually his exact words. So it all started during the COVID-19 pandemic. Batik Air operated several chartered flights between Dili and Kuala Lumpur. However, those services eventually came to a pause. It was thanks to the unwavering efforts of His Excellency, Malaysian Ambassador to Timor-Leste, Dato' Amarjit Singh Sarjit Singh, that the idea of resuming the route was brought to life. At that time, there was no bilateral air services agreement between our two countries. His Excellency took the initiative to engage both the Ministry of Transport in Malaysia and Timor-Leste, as well as the relevant authorities, to expedite the agreement, and they responded with impressive speed and commitment. It was truly commendable example of swift and effective collaboration between governments, and we are deeply grateful to His Excellency as well as to both the Malaysia and Timor-Leste governments for their efforts. Following the agreement, there were several layers of application and approval processes to navigate. Throughout this entire time, I was told His Excellency remained persistent, constantly followed up by calls with Dato' Chandran and official letters offering his support. Without his unwavering dedication, today would have not been possible. It was His Excellency's words and action that made this scheduled service a reality. These were the exact words of Datuk Chandran Ramamurthy. Looking to the future, Batik Air is excited to play a long-term role in supporting Timor-Leste's connectivity and growth. We are not simply adding a new destination to our network. We are building meaningful bridges that we hope will contribute to a shared progress in the years to come. On behalf of Datuk Chandran and everyone at Batik Air, thank you once again for the warm welcome and the confidence placed in us. We look forward to a strong and enduring partnership with Timor-Leste, and with your continued support, we aim to increase our frequencies from 2 to more in the future. So you gotta stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Bhavani, for your inspiring words and for highlighting the importance of this new, exciting development. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have with us His Excellency Dato' Amajid Sajid Singh, Ambassador of Malaysia to Timor-Leste. I would like now to invite His Excellency to the stage to share his remarks on this new route.
Prime Minister, Coordinating Minister for the Minister of Environment, Tourism and Natural Resources, Minister of Transport, Miguel Manatelu, my own Minister of Youth and Sports, Honorable Anayo, my colleagues from ASEAN Ambassadors, Shasri Faiz, President of the Airport Authority of Dili, officials of the Timor-Leste government and the airport, and most importantly, my biggest stakeholders, our fellow Malaysians who have made it to Dili this morning. I think we need a big round of applause. I was thinking of giving you a 10-15 minute speech, but then Bhavani has mentioned half of what I wanted to mention. The moment she mentioned diplomatic relations, there goes my part. I have nothing else to share as far as diplomatic relations is concerned. But thank you, Bhavani and the team from Batik Air for those kind words. Please convey our thanks to Yang Bahagia, Datuk Chandran Ramamurthy, for equally being enthusiastic, taking on the challenge, keeping up with my persistent badgering, relentless letters, phone calls and WhatsApp. But he's not very good at WhatsApp. Please remind him, take him a long time to reply. But most importantly, our biggest thanks to our partners here in Timor-Leste, right from Datuk Sri himself, a very strong supporter of Malaysia, Minister Manatelu, and the entire bureaucracy of Timor-Leste. Despite all that has been said and done, this is just another example of how together we can, not only Malaysia and Timor-Leste, but even Timor-Leste within Dili and within Timor-Leste itself. Of course, there were challenges, but no challenge is insurmountable. I think it is good timing. It's still not too late to congratulate Timor-Leste on the recent announcement on how fast you are approaching ASEAN membership. So another round of applause for Timor-Leste. The commencement of this route is very significant, not only for the reasons that all of us know, between ourselves, but also let me just share with you the kind of messages that I've been receiving from the communities, the Bangladeshi community, the Indian community, and a couple of other expat communities here. Not to mention the diplomatic corps, who has been very excited to know about this new connectivity. As Bhavani mentioned, with Batik's extensive connectivity, undoubtedly this will allow seamless travel to and from Dili. So considering that most of our guests here have been sitting in the plane for 4 hours and another half an hour here, and I think I will stop here once again welcome everybody. Thank you the government of Timor-Leste for making this happen. Thank you Batik Air once again for believing in the potential of Timor-Leste. We've got the flight in. Now we need to sustain the load. We need to work together. The difficult part begins now. But I think this is a good start from what we can see. Alright? Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your inspiring words and for continued support of this important milestone. Ladies and gentlemen, we're truly privileged to have with us today a distinguished leader whose dedication and commitment have played a significant role in advancing Timor-Leste's transportation sector. Please join me in warming welcoming His Excellency Mr. Miguel Marques Gonçalves Manitelu, Minister of Transportation and Communications of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste, to deliver his special address.
Thank you. His Excellency Dr. Sri Conceição, the first Deputy Prime Minister, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and Minister of Tourism and Environment. Excellency Madam Minister of Youth and Sport from Malaysia, Excellency Ambassador, representative of Batik, President of ANATL and ACTL, General Directors, Commissioners, National Directors, Development Partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great honor and a proud moment for me to stand before you representing the government of the Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste to welcome the inaugural Batik Air flight from Kuala Lumpur to Dili. Today marks not just the arrival of an aircraft, it marks the beginning of stronger bridge between our two nations. This direct connection is a long-awaited milestone symbolizing our joint expanding cooperation and shared commitment to connectivity and development. We would like to begin by expressing our deep appreciation to the government of Malaysia for the continued partnership and support for Timor-Leste, particularly in air connectivity and regional engagement. I would also like to acknowledge the significant contribution of the Ambassador of Malaysia to Timor-Leste. Your support and education have been instrumental in making today's important occasion possible. To Batik Air, including its leadership, management and entire team, I extend our sincere gratitude. We recognize the bold vision and operational effort it has taken to open this new road, and we are proud to welcome you as a partner in advancing air connectivity in our region. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this direct flight between Kuala Lumpur and Dili is more than a transport link. It is a gateway to opportunity. It reflects Timor-Leste's commitment to advancing not only our bilateral relations with Malaysia, but also to expanding regional and international cooperation in air transport, tourism, trade, investment, cultural exchange, and most importantly, people-to-people ties. For Timor-Leste, The air connectivity is a driver of economic and social transformation. It connects our business and entrepreneurs. It welcomes visitors and tourists, and it is begun bring families and communities closer together. It creates jobs, opens markets, and strengthens diplomacy all in a single flight. As we celebrate this inaugural chapter, we look ahead with ambition. We hope this is only the beginning of more flights, more frequency, and broader cooperation. The government of Timor-Leste is committed to ensuring that this route and others to come operate smoothly and sustainably. We will work closely with our airport and civil aviation authority and airline partners to provide the necessary facilitation, safety, and regulatory support. In conclusion, allow me to once again to thank the Governor of Malaysia, Ambassador of Malaysia, Batik, and all those who have contributed to making this flight a reality. We welcome Batik to Timor-Leste and look forward to a long and successful journey together in the skies and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your inspiring address and for honoring us with your presence here today. Ladies and gentlemen, now we move to the token exchange ceremony, a beautiful symbol of mutual respect and shared commitment. Diplomacy, after all, doesn't always happen in boardrooms. Sometimes it happens on the tarmac and with simple handshake and shared dream. At this time, may I invite Ms. Bhavani Viria, Head of Marketing Batik Air, and His Excellency Dato Sri Francisco Calbuadilai, Vice Prime Minister, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, and Minister of Tourism and Environment to the front of the stage for the token exchange. Ms. Bhavani, if you can come to the front of the stage. Yes. If you can come to the front of the stage. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. This miniature of the Batik Air flight OD 372. Thank you very much, Your Excellency Dr. Sri Francisco and Ms. Bhavani.
Excellency, dear Ambassador Amati Abram, and many of Ambassador of ASEAN, especially Vise for Transport and Telecommunication. First of all, I would like to say welcome to all of you to Timor-Leste. When I sit over there, and I see in front, like two beautiful plane. Dili and Batik with the both flag of our country. I was amazing how beautifully these two fly over the skies and ocean. We are celebrating the Ocean Week now. And I know that Batik Air in Malaysia not only beautiful, but we share a wonderful and delicious food like vetari and nasi lemak. Here, for you who first come to Dili, please, with Dili you can share, enjoy our coffee and ketupat. Is that right? So, I first have to thank for you. This is second. I have one first one, but I'm happy to receive it. May I, with your permission, I will pass it to Prime Minister's office. Okay? So, no. And because I'm going to see you tonight, so I won't make a long speech. I don't want all of you have a long journey for this morning. Terima kasih untuk semuanya. Congratulations, Batik Air. Welcome to Timor-Leste. Congratulations to Ambassador of Minister of Telecommunication, and also thank for your support, Madam Minister, and for you, of course. We have seen so many times. Thank you. Parabéns para Ministru. Obrigado.
Thank you very much once again, Your Excellency, and Ms. Baban. Ladies and gentlemen, as we bring this morning's celebration to a close, let me leave you with this thought. In aviation, we often speak about destinations, but today is about the journey that made this route possible. A journey fueled by collaboration, trust and bold ambition. Today, Batik Air delivered on a promise, and we are just getting started. On behalf of Batik Air and everyone here in Dili, thank you for being part of this extraordinary occasion. We look forward to many more meaningful connections in the skies between Malaysia and Timor-Leste. We now invite you to enjoy light refreshments, a cultural dance performance from Lezeval Telechuku from the municipality of Lauteng, and a networking session. Please take this opportunity to connect with fellow aviation professionals, government officials, and business leaders. Obrigado Barak, terima kasih, thank you. Well now, there is a traditional cultural dance performance from Lezeval before we move on to our morning coffee. Thank you very much once again, ladies and gentlemen. We now invite all the ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, for our light refreshments, given by Señoras y Señores al favor.